Good morning. Good morning. It's been a couple of days. Welcome to my show, Tea and Tell, where I talk about what I've learned and what I love. And we are live right now. I have been pretty sick over the last couple of days. I always think I get disappointed in myself when I get sick. Like I should be able to, do mind over matter and not get sick because, you know, I'm I know how to manifest and so I shouldn't get sick. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And one of the things that I learned this week while listening to somebody that I really value what they have to say, he said that a lot of us on a spiritual journey have this false belief or this negative belief that because I am on a spiritual path, because I'm learning how to manifest, because I'm learning how to, learning how to be good or something like that, that we should be somewhere else by now. And we often don't even compare ourselves to others. I mean, that's a trap I fall into all the time, always comparing myself to others. But often, still, we don't even notice is when we're comparing ourselves to ourselves. Like, I sometimes go back to when I was a blogger or back to when I was single and fun and I often think why was I mean, and how many I think lots of people do that too, like comparing themselves to when they're younger and thinking that they had it all figured out and they were so much happier and why am I not like that now, especially when I'm learning all this stuff and I'm becoming wise. Sometimes when we start down this spiritual path, it feels better, but sometimes it doesn't always look like our life is getting better. In fact, raise your hand if you start learning how to manifest and then all of a sudden, like learning how to manifest as in you watch The Secret for the first time and it blows your mind, or you read You Are a Badass and that helps to open your mind to things, or you discover somebody like Abraham Hicks and you start listening and applying those things and things are feeling really good and you're learning how to feel really good in a like non what do I want to say? The word. What is the word? In an unconditional way. So you're learning how to be happy unconditionally, and you're learning how to live as if, and you're learning how to imagine your life, and you're learning how to visualize, and you're doing all these things, and you notice everybody else is talking about how great their manifestation stories are and how they manifested a house, so they manifested the perfect job and all these things. How many of you start doing that and it feels really great and you're not quite where these other people seem to be and you're like, "What's wrong with me?" That is one of the things that I wanna talk about. What's the question, like, "What's wrong with me? Why aren't things working out?" I believe this stuff. I know that it's true. I've seen it happen. Like, I've seen myself manifest things that were miraculous and wonderful. And but now here you are at the age that you are, and you're thinking, "I know about this stuff. I should be doing it better. What's wrong?" That might that right there might be the lesson in it. So whenever anything happens, this is so I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot, and I love her, Esther Hicks. One of the things that they don't talk about as much is what happens when it seems like you're doing everything right, and yet crap still comes up. And Abraham Hicks kind of says, there's no, you're not in trouble. You've done nothing wrong. Everything's happening. It's all working out. Don't worry about it. But what if it really is a big thing and you're like, "But I have been putting out really good vibes into the universe. I've been feeling really good and I'm getting this weird thing back." Like, for example, I have a cold right now. Does that mean I was out of alignment? Maybe. But does it also mean that maybe I am so wanting and I'm on my path ready to break through to something else? And the sickness is there to simply give me a chance to learn something. I'm gonna mute this for a second while I cough. Ha ha. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I wanna. Is this like on my face like that? I should probably go like that. Okay, so one of the things that we can learn from that is so I think that's one of the things that I want to learn, and it's more okay. So there's this idea that I'm learning from Bashar, which is really interesting, and it's this idea that people talk about soul contracts in some of these more spiritual realms and like this kind of in the new age circle, they talk about that, near death experiences and such. And one of the things, the soul contract is this idea that before we come, we have certain things that we want to learn specifically while we're living out our lives. And, you know, this is the idea. So, like, when a whole bunch of shitty things happen, it's not our fault. It's not that we necessarily attracted it. Maybe we did, but it's the idea that we wanted it before we came because we didn't want just smooth sailing. So if you think of life more as a video game, and the video game is like we go into the video game and then we play the game and then we come out. Now, we you know, I'm not a big video game player, but my kids are, and they make me play video games with them. But you can create your character and kind of choose a character based on strengths. Now, if you just went through the video game like Superman or like the new guy Sentry from the Thunderbolts, then if it was just super easy, you'd just sail through the game and be done. Or if you're going through the game and you can't figure something out and you just go get, or let's say you can't figure something out, but you've only tried it for a couple of seconds and then you go get the cheat codes. So you go get them and then you sail through the game. Or more to the point, you just start the game and finish the game because who cares? You just fast forward the whole game and then you're done. I mean, some people I'm opening my idea, like my mind to this idea that life is like a video game. When we come, we decide what experiences we want, just like in a video game, what our strengths and weaknesses will be overall. So we still have choice. Of course, we still have choice, but there's almost this balance between there's the choice that we make in life. We have our agency here, but we also have our agency before we get here. And so we decide on things then. And it's almost like our spirit before we come has like power of attorney. So as much as we want to have a great experience, um, you know, this this soul of ours won't let us have that. Our soul is making us go through certain things first. But I also believe that we can this if the life if, I also believe that if this life has the wherewithal to show you what you want, then this life has the wherewithal to allow you to obtain what you want, you know, not murdering people and things like that. But anyway, so I thought this idea was pretty cool. This idea that like and anyway, so just because we have these things that come up, it's an opportunity to learn from them. And so, I mean, I don't think that my oversoul wanted me to get sick. However, however, um, I do think that we have how about this? I'm going to take one of these, a cough drop, so that I don't have to keep coughing in your face. Okay, you don't have to see. I think I'm an ugly cougher. We'll have to watch the playback, see what happens. Okay, so I'm about to break through. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm moving forward, and now suddenly I get sick. I think it can be a couple of things. One is, well, these are a couple of things that I'm learning from this experience, and I'm choosing to learn something from it rather than to just think I attracted the sickness because I was out of alignment. Maybe that's true, but I think also it's an opportunity for me to learn that it's okay to be exactly where I am. Where I am is perfect, right? And I'm going to keep saying that. Where I am right now is perfect for me right now. And it's giving me a chance to allow myself to not be perfect and show me that there's perfection in not being perfect, because that's exactly what this life is all about. Like, we don't want to, if we played the game and it was super easy, it wouldn't really be fun, would it? So, what I'm doing is I'm exploring this belief that I have that because I am on this path and doing my best to have my mind and my heart open, and because I'm trying to keep my thoughts and beliefs in a good, positive place, because I'm applying as many principles of good manifestation techniques that I should be, because I'm doing that, I should be farther along. I should have more followers. I should never have quit my blog when I did. I should never have been as upset as I was, that caused me to disappear for 12 years or whatever. So these are some stories that I'm playing. And so I'm thinking maybe the thing that I need to do is change that belief and trust that, like I said, that I'm in a perfect place right now. I'm exactly where I need to be. There's no rush. I can get there. And, and, you know, like, this is part of it. This is part of everything. If I never got sick, I never would really appreciate being healthy. Things like that. I may have to, like, take down this video if there's too much noise from me eating this cough drop. So, okay, and in the title, what I said was trusting abundance. There's this other idea that trusting abundance is like, abundance is sort of like the standard of the universe. Abundance is what is. But the universe, or our souls, or whoever you want to call it, they honor our, or God, they honor our beliefs so much that they will allow us to believe that there is no abundance, that we really are scarce and there's not enough. So we are so abundant that we are allowed to believe that we're not abundant. And so, and then there's this idea of, I heard from Bashar, where if you're believing in lack, like the believing in lack is like, sorry. Oh gosh. Okay. Being sick is also good because maybe you guys will be nice to me for losing my train of thought. So what I wanted to say is there's always abundance, okay? And like, and we're always here, this is what I was going to say. We are always trusting something. And sometimes what we're trusting in lack, and sometimes we can trust in abundance. But there's always trust. We're always trusting in something. And so I'm going to choose today to start trusting in abundance. And I'm going to call that a day for today. My throat is just not handling this and not liking it. So I'm going to call it good. Over the next week, I will be moving these unedited live tea and tells to another channel. The new channel will be called Multiple Curiosities Uncut. And there is basically where you can tune in every day to talk with me. And I really look forward to that. I will put it, as soon as I have the link to that, I will put it in the description below so you can follow me on my new channel. And then this Multiple Curiosities channel will simply be things like, they will be these videos, but edited. And then there will be other kinds of more bite-sized content. So like I think I will be moving most of my interviews with people over to that. Basically, the other channel will all be long form content for now. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And just remember, you're worthy of all the love in the universe. And yeah, that's all I want to say. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.